You have just tapped into the Christian Life Coach Collective, and I'm your host, Laura Malone. I'm here to equip and encourage coaches in skills, business, personal life, and faith. I believe you're already 100% worthy and capable, and you're called for such a time as this. So let's get you walking it out with courage and confidence so you can be an amazing coach who sees transformation and great results in both your life and the lives around you. Let's get started. We are coming to the end of 20 episodes of myth busting about being a coach and having a coaching business. So this one today, myth number 18, is this. I believe that I need a huge audience in order to be successful. Like, I need to build a massive social media following and have tons of people looking at my posts in order to have a successful business or to be a good coach. And I know that sounds logical, like the bigger your platform, then the bigger your impact, but you think that the more people that are watching, the more clients will come your way. And I feel like it's one of the biggest myths that hold powerful coaches back from taking next right action steps. Because you don't need thousands of followers to make a difference. You don't need that for success. You need connection. You need clarity. Oh my gosh. Like, clarity is one of the hardest things to get, I think. But it's the thing you need to pursue before anything else. And you get clarity by taking action. And you also need consistency. I think that's really it. Like, connection, clarity, and consistency. And I know coaches making a full-time income with less than 1,000 followers or just not on social media at all. I know other people with like 10,000 or like thousands and whatever of followers who are barely paying for like all like their platforms and their coaching software and their subscriptions, right? The difference is not the number of followers, it's the relationship, the trust, and the conversion. So let's break that down a little bit, because social media really loves numbers, really. Like, that algorithms are about numbers. It feeds us views and likes and friends and followers, like somebody passing out candy in the parking lot. Those numbers don't necessarily mean anything if the people behind them are not engaging with you and trusting you or connecting. And candy's not always healthy or good for you, right? Just because like that dopamine hit felt good doesn't mean it's building something sustainable or profitable. So your business is not a popularity contest. It's a relationship building mission that you are on. Like, there is a purpose here. And coaching is built on trust. So somebody's not going to just hire you because you look cool or perfect online. They're going to hire you because of what they feel, not because of what you look like or how you seem, but do you help them feel safe and seen and supported and understood by the content you create and the conversation that you spur on? So that means your energy is going to be better spent on connecting with people rather than collecting people. Followers are just numbers. Engagement is actual connection, and connection leads to trust, and trust is when and where and what people buy. So whether you have 50 followers, 5,000 followers, 50,000 followers, if you don't have people interacting, it's like talking into a void. Of course there's crickets, because there's a lack of the connection, consistency, and clarity. If you have 5 people, just 5 people who are consistently showing up and listening and asking you questions, that's the beginning of success. That is what it looks like to be in business. You can really make a difference and build a strong foundation in coaching with just 5 people. And I know that sounds really crazy, but I did it. I know it. And I help people do it. So I'm going to preach that till the day, the cows come home to Trader Joe's. I don't know why that's my thought process, but I see the cows coming home to Trader Joe's. So, for example, without naming names, let's say Coach A, as of right now, who has 597 followers after 5 years. She shows up consistently and shares her story consistently and like authentically, like real stuff. She teaches and offers value very freely. And she invites people to work with her in a very personal way because she's actually making offers. She has a wait list for coaching sessions and packages, right? Meanwhile, Coach B, who has more than 10,000 followers and gorgeous branding and very polished, probably took 4 hours to make that reel, great style, but she hasn't seemed to figure out how to actually invite the people she's talking to into a deeper relationship. So she's still struggling in the conversion area of turning all those views and followers into people who actually are paying clients. So it's not about who looks more impressive. It's actually about who shows up and builds more trust. And I think this is a major lie about social media perfection that feels so intimidating to coaches and business owners and even just people thinking about being a coach or a business owner. Because when all you really want to do is serve people really well in coaching, but then you look at the people on social media and like, well, what are they doing? And you start dwelling on what it would take to get famous there enough that you can make money the way that you see these people doing it. It's like really, it's very disheartening. It's very discouraging. And if you're a coach or really anybody who wants to use social media for anything meaningful in your life, I would suggest that you shift your strategy and stop thinking that you need to go viral and start thinking like, how do I get very real? So don't chase the growth for like the sake of the optics and the sake of the numbers. Instead, start doing like creating meaningful conversations in the DMs with people who actually interact on your post. So you post something, somebody comments. Have a conversation with that person. Start also building an email list and then send thoughtful, helpful, high value, consumable content. And then in your captions, actually offer genuine value there, not just a call to action in some way that they can do something that, benefits you, but actually be in service. And then maybe consider going and finding like different accounts in your niche and build like connections with those people and those accounts by commenting and being somebody who engages. So social media, remember, it's just a tool. It's not a coaching method. It is not your niche. Like it's a tool to share what you have to say. So it's not the source of your success. You are, and your story is, and your coaching is, and your ability and desire and willingness to show up and serve, to lead people, to guide people, like that's the foundation of your success. Social media, if you don't want to make it part of your success plan, it does not have to be. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. And I think there's a really big myth and belief in our system that you have to be on social media, and I'm just telling you, you don't. There are other ways to do it. Social media is not the only way. So if you've been holding off telling people you're a coach or starting or building your coaching business because you feel like you have too low of a follower count, then I want you to know your following does not have to be big to be fruitful, because your voice isn't too small and your story's not too late and your people are not too far away. They are actually closer than you think. They are on their way to you. I used to have a note on the wall next to my desk, and it said, the right people are on their way to me. And it actually, I don't know, it just helped my brain kind of open up to, wow, like they are on their way. They might not know it. I might not be able to see them, but like think of like Elijah and just like looking at the servant and saying, God, open his eyes so when he looks out and his eyes are open, he can see that angel armies that are for us. It's like this, yeah, open my eyes and let me see that there are people I've never met out there who are the right clients for me. And it actually built my faith and my hope, and it helped me be motivated and inspired to do all of the work that I did that for a long time didn't feel like it was moving the needle. Too many crickets in the room. This belief that I started cultivating on purpose, intentionally for myself, was that there are clients out there and they're on their way to me. So I don't know how that can help you. Maybe just contextualize it for yourself. But you have to start doing things in your business that speak to the people, not to the social media platform or the algorithm, right? That is not your goal. It just can't be. And it won't be interesting or fun sustainably if you make social media the foundation of your success and the reason you do things. Because, I don't know, I just feel like social media screams from every corner. And if you're not careful, it's going to start feeling like your coaching business actually depends on your ability to post and reel and hashtag and do little dances and make up all these things to get visible. But you don't need a massive platform to build a meaningful, sustainable business, or even really a platform at all. So yeah, that's my honest feeling about it. I know lots of people who use it. You have to want to be there and like being there for you to be consistent and get out of the headspace that's all about you so you can get into a space where you're serving other people. Some of the most successful women that I have coached, they don't use Instagram for business, and they are not famous on TikTok, and most of them don't have a podcast. They're not running Facebook ads, but they do know who they serve, how they help people, and they stay consistent because they have that clarity, and they connect and show up in their real life and in relationships. So I do know that there's coaches out there who have never posted a single reel. One of them I know built her entire coaching business through just the small group at church and referrals, because that's the way she chose to network and market and let people know who she is, what she can do, how she can help, who she serves. She did a few local workshops and gathered people and taught what she's passionate about, and started just cultivating content within herself, her own story and experience. What do I know? She offered to walk alongside the women in transition, and now she has a really thriving client load, but zero social media presence. Another coach I worked with was, I would say, just very deeply introverted. And not just introverted in the sense of, it's hard to be in groups of large groups of people, but also kind of, I don't know if this is a term, in online introversion. Just hated being online. I'm an extrovert, but I hate being online. I have other things I want to be doing. Anyway, she sent personal emails to people she already knew, and coworkers, former coworkers, friends, family, people she had worked alongside at church with, and just basically said, hey, I'm offering coaching. Here's what I help with. And if this is something you need, or somebody who needs this kind of guidance, I would love to talk. That's it. But she kept doing it again and again. Again, we're coming back to the key of consistency. So she just kept opening up about who she helps and how and what they can get out of coaching. She was focusing on them and the results they can get, and not worrying about social media numbers and the posting calendar and the algorithms and the changes in the algorithms. So you don't have to be visible to everybody. You just have to be visible to somebody. And then you want to trade in all of the social algorithms for trusted and true relational rhythms. And I like the word rhythm because it's that's where consistency can show up. So instead, some practical ways that you can build a business without relying on social media. Number one, I'm always going to say this. I teach this in the Called to Coach course. Start an email list. Do it yesterday or 5 years ago. You're behind. If you don't have this, I want you to really think about this. Just start with 5 people. Actually, just get your brain into a space if you don't have an email list. Get yourself set up to build an email list with people who agree to be on your email list. And choose 5 people that you know. It just starts somewhere, right? And send something helpful and encouraging just once a week. It can be really short. It doesn't matter. Think about something you know, something you want to say, something you want to encourage people with, bless people with, whatever. Email is way more intimate than and connective than scrolling. And your email list is the only thing you own and can take with you when Insta goes down and TikTok gets the blick block and Facebook changes its ways yet again. Like, you simply can't win against the tech space and all its changes and the massive corporations that run them and the constant shifting of people. Like, your email list is yours and always will be the number one best way to share your offer at any time going forward. Give people value, ask them for their email address. In the future, when you have an offer, you email that out and you invite people to work with you and make it really simple. Number 2, word of mouth. Just tell your friends. Like I said, like that example I gave you of the coach who would just constantly tell all her friends and former coworkers. And it's not just one coach. Like, I have a lot of coaches who do this. Lots of clients. This is what I tell them to do. I'm telling you to do all of the things that I tell my clients that I work one-on-one with and in masterminds and courses. Like, this is what I'm telling you to do. Help spread the word with other people. Like, let your family and your community and your church and your workplace, like, let other people help you spread the word. You have to actually talk to them about it. It's true. Let's go back to getting clarity about what you want to say. And word of mouth referrals are like, they're very powerful because they're very warm already, warm relationship. It's like, we're already connected. You've heard of cold calling. Well, this is very warm when somebody refers you to someone else they know. And also live events. Host a small gathering. Have a local workshop. One of my coaches has just recently done a couple of different I think 3 workshops now, and she just keeps learning again and again. Like, every time she shows up, she's learning more about how to do workshops really well, what people are looking for. Teach a free session at church or hold it at the community center and actually build trust in real time. Even if you don't get a client, you will learn so much. It's so powerful. Other things are partnerships with like nonprofits, ministries, churches, local businesses. Just like show up and start offering value to their people. So if you are a coach for moms, go find a local homeschool group or a group of moms that are for all the high schoolers in your area. Speak at their meetup or whatever they're doing. Just make it free and offer to speak to them about something they care about. Then, when you're there, make sure that you're offering a free call to action to them. Like, let them sign up for a freebie, a lead magnet you create, or book just one session, or offer a free consultation, right? And then do whatever kind of networking is in your area, like attending in-person meetups, virtual coffee chats with other entrepreneurs, people in your niche. Like, I know around me, there's different kind of like community groups on Facebook, like young professional entrepreneurs and Christian women who, want to do this or do that. Like, just go be there. And you're not there to get something or to find somebody. Show up to serve. Show up with joy on your face and be the one person in the room who's there to serve, this one person right in front of you instead of trying to gain something for yourself, because your next client might be in your current circle, but don't pitch, just go to connect. And over time, with your consistency, you become somebody people know, like, and trust. And also create some printables, right? Different kinds of tools that are printed will, like a really pretty printed worksheet or story card questions they can answer for themselves. Like hand it to people that you meet and put a QR code on there to like a private video that, 15-minute video that correlates to what you gave them, or a booking link or something like that. Make it tangible, make it memorable, like something that's about them, gets them a quick win, helps them shift something now. I have a friend who his ministry has a course, and he put the link to the course on a laminated card, like a business card size, and he gives it to anybody he wants to. And it's not just a business card, but it's actually a link to get his course for free. It's super high value. Nobody wants to throw away something that offers a high value freebie that makes a difference about, an area of their life that they're engaged in, they care about. People throw business cards away all day long. You can get, if you're going to print something out and spend the time, money, and energy on it, make sure it's really high value. But I also want to say, on top of that, that smaller numbers can actually really mean higher engagement. Something that is very wise in marketing is to clean up your email list. And we do this occasionally in our missions organization because we have such a large list. But what you do is you send an email giving the subscribers that are on your list the opportunity to opt out and get off your list if what you're saying and offering right now no longer serves them in the season they're in. So they can always get back in your list later, but for now, it just kind of helps you clean up your email list so your open rate is higher and you have less people sending your emails to spam, and that's actually better for your account overall and your email service provider, etc. The reason that this is a wise move is that you find out who's really engaged and who is not. So you don't want an email list of 5,000 people, but most of those people aren't interested in anything you send them, right? You might only have 500 out of the 5,000 who would even pay attention, 100 who would click on the email and read it, and 25 who would take some kind of action, right? That's not very much. The conversion rate for most businesses out there is very low but you want bigger numbers, but you want those numbers that are bigger to be engaged people. It doesn't make sense to have 5,000 people on your list, but only, 500 of them care. 100 of them would do anything to read the email or click to the link to read your blog post or whatever. And then only 25 who would click to say, yes, I'm interested. That doesn't even mean 25 will show up, right? So you want the engagement. So what big numbers do is they trick you into thinking that you actually have 5,000 people interested in what you have to say. But the problem is that you never really do. You can make that mean 1,000 different things to you. Like, no one cares what I offer, so I should change it again. Well, you don't have any proof. Stop changing things. Nobody cares about what I create. Like, I should just quit. It's not valuable. Or I knew this wouldn't work. I don't do this well enough. And so on. Like, depends on how you make it, what you make it mean, how you interpret the fact that you've got 5,000 people and nobody buys anything or clicks or, books a session with you. The reality is that whatever you say and offer does work. It just doesn't work for everybody. And that's normal. For every coach, every person, every business. And here's the point I'm getting at in the numbers here. The same concept applies to social media followings because, just because you have so-called friends on Facebook doesn't mean you're actually friends with them, right? Well, just because somebody clicks the button that says to follow or subscribe doesn't mean they're actually paying attention and really following you. It's important to distinguish the two. So it's actually better to have a small group of engaged people who get to know you get to know them, they like you, they begin to trust you, and they become aware enough of the problem that you can help solve that they are going to click the real button, which doesn't say follow or subscribe, it says book a session. So the truth is that you're not too late, you're not behind, you're not missing out just because you don't know how to use Instagram to build your business, okay? You're just being invited to build a different way. And this is a way that will actually fit your life, your energy, and your values so that you are wanting to be consistent. You get to be successful more quietly and grow intentionally and do it in a way that's full of integrity and alignment for who you are. So I encourage you to stop spinning your wheels and trying to show up where you don't feel called to show up. Like it's not energizing or motivating to you to show up in those places. Your people don't need you to have a perfect feed or a perfect post or reel. They just need you to show up with clarity, confidence, and really caring about them. So if you're not up for the social media wild goose chase, I want you to choose one of these no social strategies and try it out this week. Like go find and invite 3 women to a free coffee chat. Like I'm buying coffee. Hey, I'm just want the 3 of you to come and meet me for coffee. I'm buying whatever you need to do. And just talk to them and say, I want to share this. This is on my heart. I want to help people with this. Can I talk to you guys about it? And then you can also email 5 people, tell them what you're doing, ask them for referrals if you want to, and then maybe print a 1-page guide or how-to or a list of something. Bring that to an event like church or take it to work. Hand it out to a couple of people you think it might help. Just start experimenting. And if you're still on social and you really do love being there, then start engaging. Just choose 5 people in your niche, but this time do it with the goal of connection, not collection, right? Where you're there to serve, not to gain and be served. And no matter what, make your goal that of serving others and not serving yourself. Keep your head in the space. That's actually going to serve you well in the long run if you are showing up consistently to serve other people. I think I've read that somewhere, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I don't know. Something like that, right? So I bless you. Can't wait to get to the next myth. 2 more left. And I really encourage you to take action here if you've been stuck believing the lie that you need a huge audience and following to be successful in the coaching industry, as a coach, or just in being a business owner. Okay? Love you, friend. All things are possible. Everything's figure outable, and we're in it together. Thanks for listening. For more coaching resources and to learn how to work with me, head to sterlingandstonementoring.com or click the link in the show notes. Remember, walk boldly in your calling, and I'll talk to you next time.